Hey there, if you are currently living paycheck to paycheck in your travel business because you don't know where your next client is going to come from, you likely have one of two problems, maybe even both, a traffic problem and a conversion problem. You see, a traffic problem refers to the amount of people coming to your website to learn more about working with you, which means that the conversion problem is when your website isn't turning your website visitors into email subscribers, appointments, or paying clients. If you have a traffic and or conversion problem, your travel business is not going to survive. And that's not okay. And guess who is very much to blame? Your website. You see, a high converting website in the travel industry should be turning website visitors into paying clients with ease. If your website is not doing that, it is failing you. But there is a solution. Introducing Website in a Weekend, a transformative 2-day virtual workshop tailor-made for travel professionals just like you. Arrive with nothing, leave with a breathtaking, high-converting website. Yep, just in a weekend. You'll equip yourself with a crystal clear core message, a stunning visual brand, content crafted with high converting frameworks, and so much more. Early bird alert! Sign up by September 20th and get your website copy written for you by my team. Plus, I will personally pick, pay for, and place premium images on your website. Dates? Mark your calendar, October 27th and 28th. Y'all, October 28th is my wedding anniversary. Show up. I'll be there for you. It'll literally change your business. Still unsure? Just ask Lisa. She transformed her website from meh into magnificent. And she says, it was worth every penny. My site now speaks to those that I want to work with. I highly recommend it. Or ask Patty, who says, all thanks to you and your team, Sandra, I get so many compliments and new clients. I'm actually having a hard time keeping up with all the new bookings. So why wait? Elevate your online presence, attract ideal clients, and say goodbye to your website woes. Ready to soar? Join Website in a Weekend and let's make magic together. Head over to travelmarketingandmedia.com/website to learn more and book your spot. That's travelmarketingandmedia.com/website. I'll see you there. There are two things that I find travel advisors struggle with when it comes to lead magnets. The first thing is figuring out what kind of lead magnet or the topic that it should be about. And the second thing is designing it. Now, for now, let's not even worry about designing it. You know what my advice is? I'm going to squash that for you right now. You, 99% of you, are not designers. So in the same way that you expect people to not DIY their travel planning, don't be cheap. Spend a little money and invest in getting a designer to either design a template for you that you can drop your content in. That's the most affordable way, or to lay out your lead magnet content for you into one of their designs. Now, when it comes to the actual content itself, my absolutely number one suggestion is to brainstorm as many ideas as possible. Brain dump. Like, I honestly have a list of maybe about 40 or 50 ideas for lead magnets for my business. And every time I come up with one, I just throw it in my phone. I don't think about whether or not it's a good idea, a great idea, or the best idea I ever had. And I never get fixated on one idea. You want to have that faucet of ideas, fountain of ideas, tap of ideas, for my British English friends, continuously flowing. So have a list in your phone, whether you or not you use or in your notebook, and just continuously be adding to it. I'm going to give you some ideas in a second, and always be adding to it. Now, firstly, you want to start out with one good lead magnet. However, my goal for you is to have multiple lead magnets out there, all bringing in as many people as you can. The more fishing rods that you have in the lake, the more fish you'll catch. Okay? You only want to catch one kind of fish though, and that fish is your ideal client. But The more different types of bait you have, the more different rods you have, the more number of rods you have, the more fish that you'll catch. Okay? If you just have one rod in the lake, you'll still catch fish, but it'll just be a slower process to be able to build up an email list of the type of clients that you want to have that want to buy the type of travel that you want. So in the beginning, just get a lead magnet out there. Get it good. Get a high converting lead magnet. Get it looking right. Get it of high quality. Test it by talking to people who are your ideal clients, not other travel advisors. People who are your ideal clients, and then get it out there. Make sure, of course, that you're promoting it. If your lead magnet is not working, the next episode tells you how to fix that. So if your lead magnet is broke, go to episode 10. So let's talk about the topics for your lead magnet. The first thing that you need to know is, if you think back to that PDF chart that I downloaded for Houston, or for me, to help Houston with his first foray into solid foods, remember how I felt, or think about how I felt when I found it. I felt a sense of relief. I felt like I had finally found an answer to what I was looking for. I felt like I had found an expert that I could trust. I felt excited. I felt like someone was speaking my language. Even though she was an expert and I wasn't, I felt like we were connecting. Like, oh, this is information I can connect with. It's written in a way that I get. So that's what I mean by speaking my language. She was the expert and I wasn't, but she was speaking a language that I could understand. It was visually pleasing to me, the way that she was promoting it. So from what I could see, she'd done some mock-ups of it so I could kind of see what it looked like. I couldn't read it, but I could see what it looked like. I felt like she was showing up just for me. I felt like she'd kind of just dropped into my universe at exactly the right time in the right place. It felt so relevant to where I was right then and there. So think about some things that you have downloaded or found, and think about how they made you feel. And if you can't think of anything, go back through your inbox and have a look at people that send you emails, or go through Facebook right now. Not right now, like at the end of this episode, and have a look at some of the ads that get your attention. Why do you stop scrolling? Or look through Instagram. Why do certain ads get your attention? Look at the ads that make you want to click on them. Why would they make you want to click on them? I saw an ad for a house freshener not a freshener, like a scent diffuser the other day, and I just wanted to click on it. What made me want to click on it? The image stopped me from scrolling, because the image is what stops you from scrolling. I teach you about that in the next episode. But the words made me want to click on it. The image stops you from scrolling, or the video, and the words make you want to click. And I did click. And then I clicked through to the website, and then I went back and looked at the Instagram, and then I went and read the testimonials, and today I'm going to buy it. It's a big investment, but I'm so excited because I've done my research. It's exactly what I want. Exactly what I want. It's exactly the right time. It's exactly what I need in my home. I've been thinking about it for a long time. I did buy a product. It's not really working out the way that I want it. And this meets all of my needs. Now, what's really cool is that I also signed up for their lead magnet about a week ago, and I got their welcome email. I got the lead magnet, which was actually a coupon for 20% off. You would never do a coupon, but it was a coupon for 20% off. And I've been receiving a couple of emails from them. I've received 2 weekly emails from them since then. Last week's email, and I just got this week's email. And it was the kind of information that I really, really needed. Okay. One was how to distribute scent in a house that is not open plan, that's maybe 2 levels, or that's not so open plan. And number 2 was about the safety of scents with pets and kids. Perfect. It knocked out both of my objections, and straight away I'm ready to buy. So now let's talk about lead magnet ideas for you. Your lead magnet has to be relevant to your ideal client. Yes, of course, your lead magnet is something they could Google. So was the list of foods. I could Google that. But it was presented in a way that your audience would be like, wow, all the information I'd love to know in one place. So let me give you some examples. If you do destination weddings, you might do a forecast of the top 15 destinations to get married in 2023 and 2024. You wouldn't do this year. You do 2023, 2024. So I'm recording this in 2022. So if you're listening to this in 2023, maybe you do 2024 and 2025. You might break that down into 5 in the Caribbean and maybe 5 in Europe and 5 exotics like Bali, Australia, places like that for your bigger budget destination weddings. You would talk about why they are so good, about the types of experiences your guests would have and how they are unique destinations and why you pick them for your list. If you do honeymoons, you might talk about 25 destinations to put on your honeymoon list and why. Honeymoon short list and why. That's a good one. 25 destinations to put on your honeymoon short list and why. And then you might do a grid. And you might list out all 25. It doesn't have to be something to read. You might list out all 25, and then at the top, you might do romance factor, and it might be like a 4 out of 10. You might do active activities and adventure, 2 out of 10, 9 out of 10. And then you go through and you score them all. And then a couple can sit down and say, wow, Jamaica is like a 6 out of 10 for this, a 2 out of 10 for this, a 10 out of 10 for this. You know what I mean? So you would go through and you would give each of these a score. So somewhere like Jamaica is not going to score super high for high-end shopping, for example, because it's not what it's known for, but it would score really well for adventure, okay? Somewhere like Italy is going to score really high for food and wine, right? And it would score really high for high-end shopping, but it might not score as high as another destination for adventure activities. It has some, but it might not score as high as another destination. You might do a list of the top 6 rivers to cruise, top 6 river cruise itineraries. If you love an ocean cruise, here are top 6 itineraries that you should try on river cruising and why. There's so many different things that you could do that would really make someone who's your ideal client curious. But here's the thing. It's got to be worth them giving their name and their email address. Nobody's going to sign up for a lead magnet that tells you what to pack in your carry-on. No one's going to sign up for a lead magnet that tells you 5 things to think about for your destination wedding planning. And it's like, oh, make sure you think about who to invite. Make sure you think about how much money you want to spend. Make sure you think about what time of year you want to get married. Yes, that's helpful, but you want to go really in depth in that. You want to then give them a little advice. So if you want to list those things, tell them, say, make sure you think about what time. Why? Because airfares for your guests and shoulder seasons are going to be lower, which means it's more likely your guests can attend. Because resorts in this time period are often fully booked because of spring breaks, which means you'll get a better deal during this period. So you want to go through and give even more information, and then it's going to be easier also for you to promote it. So the easiest way and the fastest way to get a good lead magnet out there is to do some kind of a PDF. So it can be a checklist, it can be a chart, or it can be an article. There are other types of lead magnets you can do. You could do a video, you could do an audio recording just like this, or you could do a quiz if you're a little more technologically adventurous or you're willing to pay someone to do it. But most importantly, make sure that it's so good, just like that food chart. It's so good that the person you are targeting, who is your ideal client that wants to book the type of travel that you want to sell, that it is a no-brainer for them, that they look at it and they have those feelings, just like I had that day when I found that food chart, just like that couple that just got engaged who was looking and saying, oh my gosh, look, the top 15 destinations to put on our shortlist for a destination wedding. Or here's 25 things that you need to decide before you commit to a destination wedding. Not 25 things I need to know for planning. How about 25 things that I need to know before we decide to commit to a destination wedding? Or maybe those the couple who's already engaged you're targeting for their honeymoon. Here's 40 destinations to add to your honeymoon shortlist. I know plenty of people who got married over the last few years that really struggled to pick a destination. Maybe it's families, 10 places to travel with your teens before they head off to college, and a short list of experiences to have with them that'll forge amazing connections. So just really think about what your audience wants. And when you've got that idea, before you even start writing things out, ask someone who is your ideal client, would this be of interest to you? If not, what would be? Okay? So I will be back in the next episode to give you some advice, some tips, and some very specific, really good information on what to do if once you put your lead magnet out into the world, if it's not converting the way that you want it. I'll see you in the next episode.